So, what do you think about that loud bang we heard a few moments ago? Do you think this place was discovered by others? Another male's voice asked. That's why we're heading there now. Layla and Cia could hear the group. Soon they could see where the conversation was coming from. Down the street, a group of travelers was walking together. It was easy to spot them, since each of them had a sticky light patch on them. It worked similar to a torch, only it didn't need to be held and could just be stuck on top of their armor. It also glowed the surrounding area rather than just one direction. It allowed the area around the person to be bathed in light. Don't they look kind of familiar? Cia thought. The girls didn't come running out. Just because they saw things that looked like humans didn't mean they were. Yeah, back at the shelter, Layla replied. They were the group of travelers who had reported to the military, updating them about the exploration. Judging by the conversation they had just overheard, it looked like they hadn't exactly been truthful with their report either. Layla wanted to move from their position. They weren't inside a particular building, but were just between two buildings down an alleyway. She still wasn't sure about these people. If they could lie to the military, perhaps they would also happily silence them for being down here and knowing about this place as well. The problem was Logan. He still looked like he couldn't move. While she was thinking about what to do, it was too late to do anything anyway. Over there, a female voice said. It looks like there are other people here. Heck, they're kids, aren't they? The group quickly rushed over to the students and was shocked at the state. The students looked quite young. After seeing their uniform, they quickly figured out where they were from, the military. Something must have happened, the group thought. They were a group of 5. All of them had beast gear covering their bodies. The female was the first to approach them, named Lily, who also had a bow on her back. Only hers looked a level higher than what Layla had. Then there were a couple of bald twins. None of them held a weapon in their hand, but their legs were covered in thick boots, while the rest of their legs had light armor. It was a strange sight. They were called Rock and Pock. There was another man who seemed to be staying by the youngest-looking person's side. He had a shield on his back, with a sword sheathed at his waist. The man looked a little older than the others. It was as if he had been assigned to look after the whole team, but after listening to them for a while. Layla quickly figured out that he wasn't the leader. It was the young man standing next to them. The young man had brown, wavy hair that was tied up in a ponytail. His weapon of choice was a spear, placed on his back. It was as long as him, in length. The most noticeable thing about him was the air around him. It was full of confidence, and one had a look of experience. When Layla looked at him, she was reminded of Leo. I'm the leader, Andre, the young man said. What happened here? Do you guys get attacked? Quinn, move! Vorden shouted. As Andre asked the question, he heard voices coming down the street. When the group looked in the direction from where the voices were coming, they saw 3 other students fighting against a strange creature. Is that the beast you guys encountered before Andy? Andre asked. No, sir. That's something else. I've never seen that before, the older man, Andy, replied. It doesn't matter. They're in trouble and we need to slay the beast. Loud footsteps could be heard in the shadows where the team had come from. A figure slowly came out of the darkness. Another beast, and it looks like a strong one. Turn around, Cia exclaimed in a panic. But the group of travelers didn't look panicked at all. The strange beast looked like a lion and was the same size as one. Its muscles could be seen as well, but on its bottom half, instead of a single tail, it carried several, each with a small flame at the end. The lion approached Andre's side and started to lick him in the face. A tame beast? Layla said. That's right, Lily replied. You guys don't have to worry about a thing. We will get rid of that beast for you. You see, our leader here is from one of the big 4 families. Andre, the leader of the group, had a beast by his side, and he could very well control it, which meant that he belonged to the Bree family. This family wasn't any regular family, because they were one of the big 4. But Layla couldn't recognize Andre. Although apart from the leaders, anyone from the big 4 wasn't recognizable unless they had a bad reputation. The Bree family was a bit unique compared to the other strong families and original families out there. Their ability had always existed, only it wasn't as threatening as the others. Before Earth started the exploration of beast planets, the Bree family were only able to tame one thing, the current animals on Earth. It was only after the exploration that their true power came to light. Beasts from other planets were a lot stronger than animals back on Earth. Depending on their level and control of the ability, it allowed them to tame higher and lower level beasts. It would also affect the number of beasts they could control at one time as well. Their power was borrowed power, in a way. They weren't the ones that did the actual fighting, or this is what others would think. It was the general thought between the public, or those that had never seen a Bree before. The Brees were incredibly talented when it came to fighting, but while taming a stronger beast, one would have to show it was stronger than what it was trying to tame. There would be cases where this wasn't needed, but for the higher levels, it was a different story. With their incredible fighting skills and strong beasts, they were able to work together, creating a powerful force, and eventually climbed up the ladder to be a part of the Big Four. Just relying on others' powers wasn't enough to make it at the leader's table. The group of travelers was already gone. Lily, the archer, had decided to stay behind to keep a close eye on the students, just in case any other beasts appeared. Layla wanted to say something, as she was sure Quinn didn't want Fex to be hurt and was trying to come up with a way to save him, but she couldn't think of a good explanation, and they had already gone. "Don't worry, my friends are strong," Lily said with a smile, trying to comfort the students. She thought they must have had such a terrible experience, fighting down here in the dark. "That's what I'm worried about," Layla thought, "because my friends are strong as well." With all three of the boys standing around the Bloodsucker, it was confused about who to target. Suddenly, it started to sniff into the air like some type of hound. "What's it doing?" Peter asked. Quinn thought the same thing, but that's when he realized what a Bloodsucker was. It was a starved vampire. It was unable to consume the blood of Peter and Quinn, so the only one there it would be interested in was Vorden. "Vorden, run!" Quinn shouted as he tried to dash to his side. But the larger spirit's spear had worn off, and at most, Vorden was able to produce 2 more spears, slowing down the beast by 20%. Even with this reduction, it was still a lot faster than Quinn, and he would never be able to reach Vorden's side in time. Seeing the Bloodsucker heading toward him gave him bad memories once again, and he had frozen in place. Vorden hadn't felt fear like this in a long time. "Syl, we need you!" Vorden shouted. Trying to think quickly on his feet, Quinn took out the flask. He was hoping if he popped open the lid, the smell of blood would allow it to change its target. However, even before Quinn was able to do that, a strange lion-like beast had jumped in between Vorden and the Bloodsucker. As it pounced towards the Bloodsucker, the flames on its tails grew brighter. The two of them clashed in the center, claw against paw, and surprisingly, it was outpowered and pushed back. It was chucked to the ground and rolled on the floor, before quickly picking itself up and growling loudly at the creature. "Looks like you're going to need my help with this one, Cookie." The young man Andre held out his spear and stood by his lion's side. "This is not the same beast we encountered before," Andy said. The others had now come and joined their leader in battle. "This beast is stronger than Cookie. Not only that, but it seems to be stronger than the king-tier beasts we had met earlier."
Hi, Quinn here. Wondering what happens next? If you want to jump the queue and unleash all episodes, click on the link here and install the Pocket FM app.